This is Russ. Hey, got a new bike to show you guys. Take a look at this one. Yeah, cargo bike. This is the Haoqi Camel. Now you might take a look at this branding here. How do you pronounce that? Haoqi? Haoqi? You know, I've heard a number of people call it different things on the internet. We've had everything from Haoqi to Haoqi. But I checked with the company and I said, well, how do you guys call it? And they said Haoqi. Yeah. They wrote it in Chinese. I gave it to my sister-in-law and I asked her, how do you pronounce it? She says Haoqi. Okay, which basically means good ride or easy ride. Yeah. So that's the name of the bike, and it is called the Camel. Let me show you this other thing here. This is kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that. That's a little camel. Yeah, it's a nice bike. So this is not the first cargo bike I've had. I think this is actually the second time I've had a cargo bike, but my other cargo bike I sold to one of our viewers, and I've been thinking, yeah, it'd be kind of nice if we had a cargo bike again. So yeah, when they contacted me, I said, yeah, sure, I'll be able to do this one. And what attracted me a lot to this bike, because as you know, I always look at bikes that have something that's a little bit unique, was the dual batteries. Yeah, there's a separate battery right here and a separate battery right here. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, I've had a chance to ride this bike for a while now. How far have I ridden this bike? I don't know if you can see that, but 29 miles so far. Yeah, so I wanted to try it out first before going forward with the review, just to see if it actually rides well and performs well, and it does. So let's talk a little bit about what features the bike has. So the Haoqi Camel is regularly $21.99, but they have a sale price currently at $17.99. You should always check the websites. Use my affiliate link if you're going to do that. And if you decide to buy a bike, use my affiliate link. That gives me a little bit of credit there. And currently it's at $17.99, but always check what the current prices are. Okay? Now, specification-wise, like I said, the first thing that attracted me to this bike was the battery. I immediately saw that the battery had some capability here. So the batteries on the bike, there's two batteries on there. There's one right here, which is on the down tube. This is, of course, a step-through bike. That battery is 10.4 amp hours. These are 48-volt batteries, 10.4 amp hours, and the battery down here is 17.4. Now, it's taken me a while to say this is because I've got this bee flying around my camera. So your total battery is 27.8 amp hours. That's a lot of battery for a bike, which means you should be able to get some decent range on the bike. So we'll do a range test on a separate video, but I fully expect it will do well. I did, I think it was 16 or 17 miles on my first ride, and I was able to get that much range and only had not even a quarter of the battery down between the two. The batteries run in parallel together, so all you need to do is actually turn the power on right over here. There's an on-off switch there. But if you don't turn that on, then only this battery will run. If you turn this on, then both batteries run together. I would recommend you run them both together, because sometimes if you forget to turn the big one on, then you're just draining down the smaller battery. Doing both at the same time is actually better. All right, now one thing that I did do is I did modify the bike a little bit. It doesn't come with this rare basket. That is an option. I asked them to send me a basket, and they sent me this big basket. I'll show you a picture of what the bike looks like without the basket. Without the basket, the bike looks really nice, actually. I kind of like it. When I put the big basket on there, you go, oh, I'm kind of taking away from the sleek look of the bike. But you know what? That big basket really comes in handy. I thought, you know, why would they have something this large of a basket? But I'm telling you, that comes in handy. It really does. All right. So anyway, let's talk about what else this bike has. The motor on the bike is a 750 watt brushless hub motor. And that's down over there. And componentry for your derailleurs and the like, it is a Shimano Tourney derailleur on there. And of course, you have the typical Shimano SIS 7-speed derailleur shifter on the top. It's kind of a long bike, right? Yeah, but that's how cargo bikes typically are. Suspensions, you do have a front fork suspension right here. Okay, and that is adjustable, of course. You can adjust to turn it on and off, and of course the preload is over on this side too. It's pretty typical of most of the suspensions out there on the market. It does have hydraulic brakes. The hydraulic brakes are made by Gemma. I've had Gemma brakes on some other bikes before too, and these work perfectly fine. And I think these are 180 millimeter rotors. Yeah, they're 180 millimeter rotors on there for the brakes. Yeah, they work really good. Now the tires are a little bit different. It is kind of like a street tire, so you don't have these big knobby tires there, and because of that, it rides quieter. Of course, front headlight right there, and you could put a front basket again as an option. The handlebar stem does drop down. There is an ability right here where if you just push this and pull this down, this whole section will come down just like a folding bike. It is not a folding bike though, but it is kind of nice to be able to drop that front handlebar down if you want to save a little bit of space on the top there. Step through is really good. I can step through it very easily. Okay, it is a 6061 aluminum alloy for the bike frame. The charger that they include is very heavy duty. Man, that thing's really heavy. I mean, physically heavy. It's a well-built charger. 3 amp hour charger. Okay, and it is a cadence sensor bike. So it's not a torque sensor bike. It's a cadence sensor, which basically means if you go ahead and turn the pedals, it's going to automatically start helping you in the motor. And of course, you have 5 levels of pedal assist right up here. There's your pedal assist adjustments there and the on-off switch over there. The thing with this pedal assist, it does take about 1.5 to 2 rotations before you feel the motor kick in. And when it kicks in, it'll take over basically. All you have to do is just keep the pedals moving. You don't have to push hard or anything. It'll bring you to the level that that pedal assist is set for. Now, they do claim a 28 mile per hour maximum speed. I've never been able to get it to 28. Even when I was on pedal assist level 5, I could feel the motor kick out at 25 miles per hour. Watching some other YouTube videos, others have mentioned the same thing. So I really think this is really a 25 mile per hour bike, okay? Still better than not having 25 miles per hour, so yeah, we're grateful for that. It is a half twist throttle on here, and as I usually do, I put a thumb throttle. This is a 3D printed thumb throttle attachment. This is a little narrower than many of the others that I've had, so what I did is I put a little bit of paper underneath it just to make it a little thicker, so I can put this thumb throttle attachment on there. I did also add one thing. I added a bell, okay? They don't give you a bell, but they give you a horn. Now, if you take a look at this big thing says on and off. That is for your headlight. At first, I thought this is the on-off of the bike. No, the on-off of the bike is this thing that says M right here, okay? So this turns on your headlight. And there is a turn signal here. You can push this to the left, and then you'll get a blinking light. Let me see if I can show you that. And hopefully you can see it. But there is a little blinking light right here. It's really dim in the sunlight. Now, if it's in the dark, you can see it. To cancel it, all you have to do is turn that to the center. That goes to the right. Cancel it, just turn it to the center, okay? Now, it also has this big yellow button here. That's a horn. Listen to this. This thing is extremely loud. which I appreciate. Yeah, you're gonna get the attention of cars with this one. And if you try to get a car's attention with this little bell, you know, that's not gonna cut it. That'll cut it. But I do feel that if you use that horn, it's gonna be too loud if you're on a bike path. It'll probably scare people more than anything else, so that's why I added an additional bell. I also added the side view mirror, as I typically do, and I added a cell phone mount. What I kind of like is, because this is similar to like the folding bike stem, I use a specific cell phone mount so I can mount to the big thick stem that's here. I'll put a link in the description of the video so you can see which one I'm using. And then if you want to do the same thing on your bike, you can just buy that as well. You can get that on Amazon. Alright, so what else does it have? Well, there is a suspension seat post, but I'll tell you, I barely feel it. It's got such a small amount of travel there that I very much don't feel it at all. The saddle is pretty decent though. It's not the best, but still has a little bit of cushiness to it, so it's not bad. But I feel that the seat post is a little bit short. All right. Now they claim that riders can be 5'1" to 6'8". I am 5'10", and I feel it's too short. So I don't know how a 6'8" person would be able to ride this bike unless you're really squished. I like a full leg extension, as you know, so I will plan to change out this particular seat post with a larger seat post, taller seat post, I should say. Okay. All right, so 5 levels of pedal assist. The product weight, 88 pounds. So yeah, it's a heavy bike. It's not lightweight, but again, I kind of expected it will be that because it is a cargo bike, right? It's got to withstand a certain amount of weight. And they do recommend up to 400 pounds of weight, although 450 is the maximum, they say, but they do recommend you try to go 400 or less for maximum payload capacity. All right, and let's see what else. Yeah, it's a metal crank arm set that's on here. And what else? 20-inch tires. Yep. Stainless steel spokes, half twist throttle. We mentioned that before. And kickstand. Yeah, the kickstand is centrally mounted. As you can see here, it's kind of like one of those Y-shaped kickstands. This way the bike can stand up vertically. You know, if you have cargo in the back or in the front, you don't want the bike to be tilted on a kickstand that tilts the bike. So they usually have this type of kickstand. Overall length of the bike is 72.83 inches. The wheelbase is 49.21. Okay. Maximum seat height is 33.07 inches, and the minimum seat height is 27.95 inches. But again, I feel if you're like me who likes a full leg extension, you're going to want to change out that seat post. It's kind of a thin seat post. I think it was, oh, I should look it up. I think it was something like 27.5 millimeters, something like that. I'm going to go with one of those and a longer seat post, so maybe like a 400 millimeter seat post or something like that in length. So overall, ride is pretty good. I don't feel there's any problems with the riding itself. I haven't taken it through a hill test yet. We're going to do that today. I'll show you this side too. I know with the sun it's kind of hard to see. It's a very bright sun right now. This is a midnight blue color. It's hard to tell here, but there is it's like a metal flake. So yeah, it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. In certain angles, the bike almost looks black, but in the sun, yeah, if you hit it at the right angle, it's a really nice looking blue, dark, deep blue color. So, all right, so let's go ahead and take this out for a ride, see how it does. And we'll take it over to hill test too and let you know how that goes. Stay tuned. All right, let's go ahead and take this bike out for a ride here. Let's see how it does. Now there are 5 levels of pedal assist on this bike, and each level is for a specific speed. Now, your throttle is geared towards the pedal assist level. So in other words, if you're on pedal assist level 0, there's no throttle and there's no motor helping you if you pedal, okay? If you go to pedal assist level 1, then even if you max out the throttle, it will only go to whatever pedal assist level 1 is set for, which seems to be around the 12.5 or so range, give or take. 13, 14, we're going downhill a little bit here. But as you move the pedal assist level higher, then the throttle will go faster, okay? Now some people like that, some people don't. Some people want full throttle even on pedal assist level 1, but that will not be the case on this bike. So it is based on whatever the level is set for that particular pedal assist level, okay? Now if you want to have full throttle and not go full speed, then yeah, go ahead and put it on pedal assist level 5 and then just feather the throttle. Just don't push it all the way down, and then you can go to whatever speed you want on the throttle, okay? And again, for me, as I'm pedaling, if I don't want that much of a speed while I'm pedaling, I will have to change the pedal assist number to do that. Otherwise, if I'm stuck at pedal assist level 5 and I pedal, you know, and I don't have to pedal hard, just keep my legs moving, it'll go to the maximum 25 miles per hour speed if you do that, all right? So you gotta make sure you're at the pedal assist level that you wanna be at. Typically what I do is I leave it at pedal assist level 5 if I plan to throttle, and I'll just feather the throttling. We're gonna head across this intersection first, and we'll talk a little bit more as we get across there. All right, we're hoping that the lady over there will push the button for us. Let's see if she does or she doesn't. She does, and so we will make sure these cars stop. And the truck is stopping for us, so thank you. We always wave thank you if the cars stop. Some of the cars don't stop. Yeah, you're always best to wait a little bit before moving. Just make sure they stop, right? Overall, the bike has been working pretty well. I have noticed a couple of times, however, when I was just starting the bike out and pushing the throttle to get started, the motor seemed to have a little bit of hesitation, almost like a little jerking. And that is not common on motors. They really shouldn't be doing that, so I'm not sure why it does that, but just to report to you that it did do that a couple of times. And then all I did is just kind of kept going with it, just let it kind of jerk. It kind of jerks back and forth a little bit, and then it goes. And then after it starts up, it seems to be fine. So I don't know what causes that, but just to let you know that that is something that I did notice on the review. Did not do that for the first 20-something miles. Didn't notice it at all, but this morning as I take the bike out, I did notice that. Okay. The display screen is pretty bright. It's monochrome, but I can see everything on it. So it shows you on the top here power level, speed, pedal assist level number. It also gives you a wattage number, so you know how much watts you're using as you're pedaling or throttling. There's an odometer, there's an error option thing there, tells you if you have an error code happening. And then of course an odometer tells you, I've ridden 30 miles at this point. There's trip meters and everything as well. Timers, tells you how long you've been riding on the time for that trip. I see somebody ahead of us. I'm gonna try to beat them out because to do this hill test, I can't have them in front of me. I need to be in front of them. So I'm gonna go a little bit faster and pass this lady up here. All right, so as we approach the hill test, this is how we do it. once we get at the end of the hill, or the end of the bridge, as we go up the hill, we'll notice the speed will go up because we're going to throttle only. We're going to leave it at pedal assist level 5 so we get full throttle ability. And then as we get to the apex of the hill, we're going to notice it's going to start to slow down. We're going to see how fast this bike will go on throttle itself only, okay? So we'll stop right here. And I do notice that the speedometer does have a delay in terms of going down to 0. A lot of speedometers seem to do that. I don't know why, but it does. All right, so we're going up throttle only. 19.6, 19.8. We should be dropping pretty soon here. We'll see how fast it gets up the hill by itself on the throttle. 14, 13, 12, 11, 11.5, 11.3, 11.3. So it climbs the hill at 11.3 miles per hour. Not bad. Not the best, of course, but not bad. I think any bike that passes at least the 11 miles per hour mark is pretty decent. I've had bikes go as low as like 6 miles an hour over that hill. Of course, people who don't have a motor, I've seen people walk up that hill. It's a little steep, so it's a little hard for some people to climb that hill, you know, without an e-bike. As far as motor noise, it's I wouldn't say it's quiet, but it's typical motor noise of what I hear from pretty much most e-bikes. Okay, some e-bikes we've heard are very loud. This has the typical motor whine that you hear. I don't think it's bad. It's not very loud, but you do hear it. But yeah, it's not a bad sound. It's okay. It's acceptable. Yeah. Yeah, overall the ride is pretty good. Let's go ahead and pedal a little bit. Now as I'm pedaling, I'm still on 5, so I'm going way too fast. So I dropped my pedal assist level down. Let's go down to 2. We're going down a hill here. And again, I don't have to pedal hard. It is a cadence sensor, so just keeping my legs moving will help move the bike along at the predetermined speed of whatever pedal assist level 2 is. And if you watch your watt meter too, it'll tell you how many watts you're using as you're riding it. Let's go and turn here. All right, I'm going to go up to 3. Yeah, it takes about maybe 2 rotations before you can feel that the motor will kick in. And then at that point, you don't have to pedal hard. Just kind of keep your legs moving, and it'll keep going for you. So pedal assist level 3, I'm doing about 18.5 miles, 19 miles an hour, it says, give or take. And I can see the watt meter jumping back and forth between 600 watts and less. So it kind of goes up and down, depending on how much power you're actually utilizing. We're going to turn this way here. I'm not going to have you guys wait with me here. I will pick it up again once we get to the forest preserve, so sit tight. Okay, I'm back. We've passed the intersection. Yeah, this trail has a 15 mile per hour speed limit. Now, the easiest way to do that is try to drop the pedal assist level down. I'm going to go down to level 2. Let's see where that brings us to. That should keep us under 15 miles per hour. Of course, we're going to go downhill, and as we're kind of duck under that branch there. So we're going downhill. Of course, we'll pick up. But on level ground, it should be close to that range. Now, if you're listening to this now, you probably hear the cicadas. Those are little bugs in this area. They tend to have have a nice loud sound, right? Cicadas won't last forever. It'll be gone in a couple of weeks. So yeah, pedal assist level 3 seems to get us to around 17.4 miles per hour with the throttle. Let's take the long route. I'm going to go down this way. This will drop us off into the area where the cars ride. So maybe we'll go a little bit faster than the 15 miles per hour once we're on the open road here. Well, maybe not. We have a car in front of us, so I think that person's going to stay within the 15 miles per hour. So if that's the case, we will be stuck at 15 miles an hour. We'll see if we can do better on the other portion of the forest preserve. So what do I think so far? The bike does well. Like I said, there was a little bit of hesitation of the motor today. It's kind of a jerking feel. You know, I started it up, I put the throttle down, and I could feel the bike kind of just jerk back and forth a little bit, and then it cleared up. I don't know why that is. Could be a fluke thing, but it could also be a motor issue. I have no idea. Didn't do that for the first part of the ride, but I feel it's fair to mention it at least. Now, would I take a bike like this on the bike trails, you know, gravel and stuff? No, I don't think so. I don't think the tires are really the type that I would want to do that with. It's a very smooth tire, and that's why it's so quiet on the road. But you have to remember what the bike is designed for. It's designed as a cargo bike. So what I would use something like this for is if I was going grocery shopping, or if I go to the post office box, any of those type of things, yeah, I would like to have a bike that has a nice big basket or something that's large enough that can carry a little bit of load. That would be important. So now here, we're going up a hill. So even though I hit pedal assist level 5, I started out at 3, so we're kind of maintaining that same speed. But we're going up the hill on the throttle only is not an issue. If I was pedaling it, it would be the same thing, because it really kind of follows what the throttle does, because the throttle will only go whatever the pedal assist level is set for anyway. I'll move back down to 3. So yeah, overall, not too bad. Definitely put a side view mirror on. Yeah, you want to be able to see behind you. All right, let's go to pedal assist level 5. Let's pedal a little bit. And again, I'm not pedaling hard. I'm just keeping my legs moving. And we're going pretty quick now. 23 miles an hour, 24. 24.9, 25.0, 25.1. So yeah, I could feel that the motor kicks out at 25, so it really does not help beyond 25 miles an hour. So that is really what it does. It is not 28 miles per hour as they claim. All right, we gotta pass through this intersection, which is always difficult. We'll pick it up again after we pass. All right, we're through. So who's this bike for? I think it's for someone who really wants to use it for errands. Yeah, if you're planning to use it to go run errands like grocery shopping, or oh, got some trees down again here. Yeah, if you're gonna do things like grocery shopping, or you have errands, things to pick up, go to the post office, whatever. Yeah, it would be a good bike to take for something like that. All right, let's hit him with the horn. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to hit him with the horn to see what kind of reaction we got from a distance. Yeah, they definitely hear it. I wouldn't hit anybody with a horn louder than that short blast. You'd scare people, I think, if you did it. It's really good if you're on the street. Yeah, I've always wanted a bike that had a decent horn. But now that I have the horn, yeah, I think for something like this, like a path like this, yeah, you're better off to put a standard bell on there. I think you'd be scaring people if you don't. Anyway, that's my review of the Haoqi Camel. I think it's a good bike. A few odds and ends things that could be improved, but overall, a pretty decent bike. Hey, if you like this review, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Use the affiliate link that's in the description of my video if you're interested in one of these bikes. That'll get me the credit that's necessary to help me out. And take a look at the information that's on their website and place an order if you're interested. I'll talk to you guys next time.